VCT EMEA play-ins already started, my friends, and the teams from Tier 2 are actually dominating. We expect Enterprise especially to do the best because we watch them play, been talking about how good they are, but there are new things and new players coming to the scene. Some of them grow up watching Valorant, and my friends, they are the future of the game. This week we start VCT Pacific and America's play-ins, and in this video I'm going to talk about the things, the players, and do by Pickems. So let's start with VCT Americas. On the first matchup, we got Crew that got finally their first win on VCT. Hate finally won since 2024, and I think this will give them confidence, unleash their potential. We saw how good they were on stage 1. In the first game, they will face another team from Latam, that is Bestia. Bestia is a new organization here on the scene. I know they're present on Counter-Strike as well. They got players like Melser, Takolija. They used to play on Crow and Live, attended Masters. These guys are very experienced, really good players. They got new talents like Shubzing, David, and Lost, that is a Brazilian kid that people talk that he's insane. So I'm very excited to see these guys play. They are good, but I expect Crew to win. And against the MyBR, well, this is a different kind of beast. I know a lot of people are still, oh, MyBR, you know, like they are bad, they should be better, and they should be better. But I think they are improving. They lost to Live, but for me, Live is the best thing in the world. So here on this matchup, I gotta go with MyBR. On the second matchup, this is a game that is very special for me because Envy, when they played on Challengers, when they played at Ascension, they were my favorite thing to watch in the whole fucking world. That W gaming style, the players that they had, it was so fun to watch. Since the Rankers days, I love watching them play. It was incredible. With time, they lost their players, they lost their identities, and it was ugly to watch, if you ask me. But now they are looking better. They are playing a more aggressive style. It feels like the players are feeling more comfortable on their positions. They know what to do. Their practice, as Kazan says, is looking better too. But my friends, they will face the best team in Tier 2 Challengers North America that I think is very, very stacked. They got amazing things there. They practice against the best of VCT Americas every day. And I do think EMEA is just like the best of the best on Tier 2. I think Envy can win because individually, mechanic-wise, players like Demon 1, Kaznet, we saw Knights doing pretty well recently too. I think Rossi is playing better. They can win, but I think Bonnie, Nismo, these guys, bro, a Kaplan, old Cotton from Sentinels, they are playing as a team. They had more time to prep. They know what Envy will try to do, and Envy doesn't have footage from EMEA from a long, long time. Even though, like, my heart is split because I love both things, I think I go with EMEA here. I think in the Tier 2 things will surprise a lot of people. And if there's one thing that will do that, this is definitely EMEA. Next matchup, Fúria versus 2G, a Brazilian matchup. Fúria is struggling bad, my friends. Here on 2G, we got Brinks. This guy is the real fucking deal. Very aggressive player. Gobera was doing really well, especially the up. I was very surprised on how he handled Smoke from Shopify. I think that kid is really, really good. ACK, you guys know, used to play for Loud, used to play for Fúria. VCT player. Shannon finished top 3 at Champions last year with MyBR. He didn't play Ascension, okay? They play with their coach, Gabi X. That was a player that used to play for Sharks. Attended multiple Masters events in the past. Did pretty well on LCQ. But Shannon, for me, I think it's fair to say is the star player of this team because of the results last year. FRZ used to play with Sassi, Sadak, very experienced player, very calm, very smart, and very good. This 2G team is really, really good, and they can surprise a lot of people. They took down Shopify, that is also a good thing, playing with a sub. I know there was a lot of fucked up things that happened during the event, but it happened for both teams, and they show really, really good mental and resilience. So for this game here, I will go with 2G. Cloud9 versus Fluxo. Cloud9 with a comeback, looking good. Prime, Oxy, okay. Vic is looking good. Zelz's IGL, their prep against 100 Thieves was one of the best things I ever seen. They knew everything Thieves was going to do. I'm not sure if Cloud9 put like extra 200% prep folks for this game, while Thieves didn't do half as much of that, and they got punished by it. Even though the best things are the best, the gap between the lower tier things are not as huge as people think. So when one thing is like 100% focused and prep to face you, and you are not, you're thinking it's going to be an easy game, well, they can surprise you, and that's what I think happened during the match. But also, one thing that always worried me about Cloud9 is that when there is no pressure, they perform better. But when we go to playoffs, when we go to the big games, it's never the same thing. So for that reason, it's hard for me to say that Cloud9 here will take down Fluxo. So if you don't know Fluxo, my friends, Fluxo is a new organization here on Valorant. They are huge in Brazil. They got some very interesting players. So they got Mazin, used to be the IGL of Furia, play for MIBR2, one of the best in-game leaders Brazil ever had. JZZ is a talented player, he's a good player. I like his energy on the stage. Tuiz, well, you can even say he's a Brazilian legend for all that he did on Loud. I think he was a player that always sacrificed himself to the greater of the team. He played multiple roles. He's a very talented player, incredible aimer, and has a lot of experience now that really can help the team to achieve great things here on this tournament. Pala also has VCT experience, play for MIBR. He is good, man. Low-key, this kid is good. He has talent. He's a jet player. He's an aggressive player. He doesn't hide from the game. I like him. And one guy here, guys, of all of these players, Zanatsu is the player that for me was new. But when I saw him on Ascension last year, he surprised me so much. I thought like, yo, this kid is actually insane. I love what I saw. I hope he got even better. And if that happened, bro, this thing here is actually a very scary one. If they play their game, play to their best, I think they can beat C9. Their coach was a long time coach of Loud. STK is a guy that studied the game a lot. I know when he was on Loud, a lot of people criticized him. Even I did. But I think with time, we know the problem wasn't just him. It was like a lot of stuff wrong with the organization, right? I will go with Cloud9, but guys, I think this can be very, very close. I do believe that Zel's experience can play a big part here on this series, and I hope to see the same Oxy we saw from the last matches. Sentinels versus EMEA. Guys, this is a tough one. I think this game here is actually going to be legendary, but I do think Sentinels right now is looking really, really good. I will go with that. But I think EMEA can definitely win this one, guys. Especially depending on how they beat Envy here, the confidence that they get, they can definitely surprise Sentinels. And Jerwin struggled a lot in their last series. I felt like he was nervous. And for them to beat EMEA here, they need to have all of their players on fire. But I feel like, especially the Jerwin and the EMEA guys, they know each other. We also got Kaplan against John, Kaplan against his old thing. This would be very interesting, you know. I do favor Sentinels here like 55 for 45. Is going to be very close, but I'll go with them on this one. G2 versus 2G. I love 2G, but I do think G2 is one of the best things in the world, and I think they should win this one. Evil Geniuses versus Cloud9. Well, depending on how good Cloud9 shows up, they can do it. But right now, I think EG is being more solid. I like what EG is doing. I feel like their players are being more consistent. Dejazin is on fire. I feel like Bao is looking better. We saw some good stuff from other players too. I will go with EG. But I think if Cloud9 repeats the same kind of performance on their last games, I think they can win. But also, I give advantage here for Evil Genius because they will have more time to prep for this game. And I felt like, especially in the game against Thieves, preparation was a very big aspect of on why Cloud9 did so well. So before we start doing the Pickems here on VCT Pacific, I want to go through some of the rosters. There's a lot of players here that I know and been watching for a long time. So, PTC, the guy has been playing for a long time. He's a very experienced player. He had a chance to sub 14 secret at the beginning of the year. He could easily be on VCT. It's actually kind of a crime that he's not, but he's an amazing player, and it would be very nice to see him playing here on play-ins. Kadum is a guy that I've been asking to see on VCT for a long time. The things that impress me about Kadum the most, he is mechanically really good, but his decision making is what impressed me the most. He's a smart player, he's an experienced player. I like Kadum a lot. Apina, initiator, good player, Didn't have chances to play on VCT yet. I think this would be maybe the biggest game that he ever played. Eyes on him, good player. A guy that I like a lot is Laz. I think this guy here is actually special. There are moments that I thought like, bro, how this guy is not on VCT. Then there are moments like, bro, Laz is not playing to the same level. But if you guys remember the Africa TV tournament that they played, I think against Energy or Sentinels, he was popping off, bro. He was popping off. He showed how talented he is against some of the most stacked rosters in the whole world. And he destroyed them, bro. He was a beautiful, beautiful game by Laz. I like this kid a lot. News is the new player on the team. And they're also coached by Leaf. They used to be the coach of Made in Thailand. Who, by the way, I love you. Please come back next year. Now we got Zip2 Esports. You guys might know them from VCT Game Changers. But now they have this new roster here. And they got some Thai players that, my friends, they are the future. But they also got some old OG players on the team. So, Kennedy, you guys might know, was on Talon. New kid, good player. Duffy, eyes on this kid. I'd make some jokes about him, like, being the new Premier. When he pops off, he's beautiful. He's clean, bro, clean. Alert, one of the best players in the whole world on Nascent. I like this guy a lot. He played multiple roles already. He's a guy that I like. We got Surf. Surf is an OG player, my friends. You guys remember him on Sersha, 2022, Talon. They played Talon Academy, and now he's on Zip2. This guy, I love him, bro. He's the IGL, the captain of the team. And Endo, bro, this guy is similar to Doffy. They are the future of the game. They are very talented. Mechanic-wise, they are just different, bro. So if you guys like to see some clean aims, my friends, eyes on these two, especially because it's just beautiful, man. It's a pleasure to watch them play. So I'm very excited to see the new Zip2 roster playing here on VCT playings. Now, a team from Japan, my friends. So, I won't lie, I'm not that familiar with them. I know Margaret that was on Nongshin. I like Margaret. I think he's a really good player. I understand Nongshin making changes because they felt like they needed, and actually with time we discovered that it paid off. They became Masters winners. They are looking good still. Yuran used to play for Zeta Division. Okay, there was a lot of hype on this guy before. The other players, I don't know, but I like the name Messiah, bro. I remember Order Elite in League of Legends back in the days. There was a guy called Messiah playing Twisted Fate. Was one of my favorite players. So I'm very excited to see these guys play, but honestly, I don't know much about them still. Now, a team coming from Korea. Bro, eyes on these guys coming from Korea because every year they come in with a new team that is amazing. It was Nongshin and then Vero, two things that for me is very, very special. They are unique on their styles. Nongshin became Masters winners. Vero right now qualified for playoffs. They are looking amazing, especially after the addition of Foxy 9. We got Hermes that was on the RX. The other players, I won't lie, I don't know them, but I'm very excited to see these guys play. Now that we already know all the things coming from challengers, let's start the Pickems. First match, DRX versus Onside. KRX is struggling big time. They are looking maybe in their worst form in a long time, maybe the worst ever. But still, DRX is still an amazing thing. They still got Mako, they still got Hiyamin. I love these guys. I think it's going to be a tough game for Onside. Maybe Onside can come like Nongshin did, very and surprise everybody and like shows an incredible performance. I would like to see that as well. It would make things very interesting. But here on this first match, I'm going with DRX. RQ back on form, guys. They are looking good. They're playing with Zan. They're playing with Jenkins. Kush got bench. Moniette is looking good. Crazy guy. Last game especially. Back on form. Back with the reads. Individually shining. I love what they did. But they will face maybe the best thing here coming from challengers. APAC. That is Sharper Sports. They are very consistent. They got the experience as well. I don't know how they're gonna perform on the stage because it'll be their first time they play there. And I do think RQ is, when on form, one of the best things, not just on Pacific, but in their whole world. I will go with RQ here, but man, I love Sharper, man. And guys, if RQ don't play to their best, they're not just going to lose, but they'll get destroyed. Full Sense versus QT. So, I go with Full Sense. I know Full Sense is struggling, but man, Full Sense has an amazing roster. They got Premium. These guys need to win this game, bro. Team Secret versus Zip2 Esports. Guys, Secret shows some good stuff, especially on the first games. Then they have to play with a coach who kind of did well, actually. But it seems like they are not showing the same level of performance, maybe even getting worse, maybe even losing confidence as a result. And I think these guys from Zip2 are actually really, really good. I will go with Zip2 on this one, my friend. VCT EMEA, the first week was very, very interesting. We got a lot of surprising results. Some might say, got Enterprise dominating, got Fireflag showing incredible talents. Job Life also took down a V. Eintracht, even though they lost, they also look good, show a lot of promise. So, with that in mind, let's start with the lower round one. First game will be Gentle Mates versus Eintracht Frankfurt. Gentle Mates, bench Bipo, are playing with Hyber. And by the way, he was their best player during their game against Enterprise. And it wasn't enough. They got destroyed. They got to step it up and play better, or otherwise they will be eliminated very, very soon. On the second one, we got Team Heretics versus Navi. Heretics, by far the favorites here. I know they lost, but Fireflux, they were on fire. The talent on this roster was incredible, man. Kachow! That guy is special. So Navi won't play with Cvop, okay? At first I thought, what the fuck is Navi doing? Are they trolling, changing players right now? But then they made a note saying that the reason he's not playing is due to family issues. In Kolosha, a player from Navi, they already played on VCT, while Exit could not play, will sub instead. What do I think about Kolosha? He struggled a little bit on their first games, but even though he wasn't killing much, I always felt like he was doing what needs to be done. I like what he did. He's a player that doesn't give a shit about stats. He goes first, and when he starts getting kills, he can pop off and win in rounds. I like the player. He's from Ukraine, same as Navi, and I love when there's at least one player from your region representing your organization. So I'm gonna wish Kolosha all the best. I like him, and I think his addition can actually help Exit have better numbers, get more confidence, and also Kolosha will create more space and put Hero and Roxy in better situations to shine because they are the two best players on the team. So Job Life versus Pacific, I will go with Job Life. Now in the last one here for the lower bracket, we got Giant X is struggling, got Fnatic is struggling even more. Maybe the worst moment in the history of Fnatic, but the most interesting thing here about this matchup is Cloud versus GX, GX versus Cloud. When I saw the GX release Cloud to Fnatic, I thought these guys are crazy. Now you may say, oh, but Mundi, look at Fnatic, Cloud joined, things looking worse than ever. Maybe it's Cloud. Maybe it's Aang that was the coach of KC that left and KC started doing good. I honestly don't think the problem is one or two people. I think the problem of Fnatic started really before that and it's still going on. They're trying everything. They made role changes. They put crashes on Sentinel. I didn't like these fucking changes, by the way. I think it's actually really stupid. But I will be cheering for Fnatic. I love Fnatic. I love what they represent. I've been watching them since the beginning of Valorant, and I want to see them bouncing it back. One thing that people can never count out is Fnatic. They can always come back. They showed that multiple times in their history, and this is just another opportunity for them to do the same. Will they do it? We gotta wait and see, but I will be cheering for them. Nothing against GX, but I don't want to see Fnatic going out like that, my friends, you know? Like, they already missed all the internationals this year, missing champs, and getting destroyed like this and eliminated so early would be a tragedy. I don't want to see Bolster retrying. I don't want to see these guys being more down than they already are. And on the upper semifinals, we got Foot Esports versus Eternal Fire, Turkish Derby. Crazy aimers, one of the best in the world, my friends. I think on this one, I'm going to pick Foot. More like an intuition thing. Honestly, I think it can go either way. Both things are looking good. Both things are interesting and fun to watch. But I think Yerj might be the game changer on this matchup. And whoever wins here and whoever wins on the other semifinals will qualify for playoffs and be one step closer to go to Champions Shanghai. On the other semifinal, we got Fireflux versus Enterprise, two teams from Tier 2, two teams with amazing talent, two teams playing beautiful, beautiful Valorant. I love what I saw from Fireflux, not just mechanic wise, but some of their ideas, how they're playing. Enterprise, I love their communication. I think they are like a very structured team. They are really good at like all levels of the game. They are very, very solid. They lost one of their best players, two gentlemen, that was Prox, but they're still looking good. They got Magnon and Pat Tech that are win masters players. You know, like these guys are incredible legends. I think Pat Tech he qualified for masters or for internationals every time he played on VCT. That's fucking crazy. You know, people need to put more respect on this guy's name because he owned that. He deserves that. They are really good. I think this one here I will go into Enterprise. But man, depending on the day, Fireflux can definitely win. And good luck to anyone that faces Fireflux in the lower bracket because these guys are really good. Especially keep an eye on Kachao. That kid, man. I saw 5 seconds of him moving his mouse and I was like, bro, this guy is special. Then he gets an ace, he gets destroying heretics non-stop, man. This guy is just like amazing, bro. And that's it for this video, my friends. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Let me know in the comments if you think it should be shorter or longer, if I should get more in depth of things and players, or if you have any other idea of content that you guys want to see me doing. I am always open to suggestions and feedback. I love you all. Wish you guys a great week. Stay tuned. There is more content coming this week. We have like crazy, crazy marathon with very huge games ahead. I'll be covering every single one of them and making highlights for you guys. So leave a like, subscribe, activate notifications, hype the videos if you can. This helps a lot. And bye bye. I see you soon.